Alrighty, everybody, and we are live. Welcome back to yet another Coinsider live stream, and a quick mic check if you don't mind. And then today, I want to focus on Ethereum. And yes, I know y'all are saying straight up, calling me out, saying 6% rocketing, it's not running, barely teetering up. But here is the thing. I was deciding what topic to look into today, stream last night, and ETH was pumping super hard when everything else was not. So check this out. You see this right here? This was ETH last night, this absolute rocket ship pretty much to 2800 when everything else was like sideways. And yes, ETH did kind of trace most of that, but my attention was on ETH for that reason, because it was making that massive move when really nothing else was moving. BTC wasn't moving, Sol wasn't moving, memes, nothing really was moving except ETH. So that's why I wanted to kind of take a look at the bullish catalysts, especially the very, very recent ones within the past week or so, that y'all may not have kind of caught if you weren't really, really like ears to the ground per se. ETH, Return of the King, Vitalik, the only crypto personality who's not a scammer. Yeah, Vitalik is one of the most legit people. I strongly agree with that. BTC dominance is where is that? They usually have that on, oh, right here. BTC dominance. Okay, that's not a good chart for BTC dominance. Better look at trading view. See on super charts. And look, straight up, guys, I will admit I'm more a fundamentals trader than a technicals trader. But BTC dominance, since it's high over here in early May, it has seen quite a big drawdown once and then potentially twice. So, I mean, is this the cycle top for BTC dominance? I'm not sure. But right now, it does seem like we could get a more favorable situation for ETH and alts per se. Bro, that's the thing. I was telling you, last night it was rocketing. Like, you see that candle? Here, let me just show y'all what I'm talking about. Here, let's see. 1 hour chart. This right here was when I was making this video topic. So it has retraced since, but when I saw this last night, I was like, wow, it is rocketing. And honestly, I do think, even though it's not like moving like 30% or something, it's still relatively can be considered rocketing given how big of an asset ETH is, and given how other things around the sector were not moving as much. But anyhow, today I still want to focus on here, let me just type it out in the banner. Bullish catalyst for Ethereum and ETH from within the last week or so. So really the latest and greatest catalyst. That's what this stream is going to be about, folks. If you are curious what all different bullish catalysts there are for Ethereum and ETH, then stick around, because even if this chart retraced, these catalysts still hold true. Okay? And there's a lot of different diverse catalysts that we're going to look into today. Oh, and by the way, just real quick, I look to do these streams at 12 noon Eastern time, USA, almost every day of the week. So would really love for y'all to join me in the future if you like this stream. Tomorrow's stream is going to be a news roundup stream of the biggest news of the past week. Not only for Ethereum, but for Bitcoin, for Sol, Ripple, whatever, just like everything, okay? I'm going to take like maybe the 10 to 12 top news that some of y'all might have missed and share them and just share my quick analysis on them as well. But today's stream is going to be about Ethereum. And check this out. This is one of my favorite KOLs who chat about ETH and other stuff. But one sec. So check this out. By Venture Founder. And he's in the retail DAO community too, by the way. In the past 30 days, there are only 6 out of the top 100 coins on CoinMarketCap that outperformed ETH. 3 of which are meme coins. BTC down 22% against ETH in the past 30 days. Sol down 21%. The king of all coins is back. And look, this is past 30 days, top 100 top performers. We have Hype, With, SPX, Virtual, Aave, Pepe, Quant, and then ETH right here. One of the top, and it's the largest one of this bunch, so the hardest to move. You see? And check this out. Oh, I need to go back to TradingView. Check this out. Sol has been destroying ETH most of the cycle, but look at this retrace. Look at this massive retrace for like over a month now. And it looks like it's wanting to fall further. It looks like Sol ETH. Look at this chart, guys. This is Sol versus ETH. This looks like it wants to drop further, which means ETH outperformance, which means Sol could go up, but ETH would go up more relatively speaking. Is bull market over? Technically, it hasn't even started yet, depending on how you want to define it, Vinay. I'd be patient, personally speaking. Yeah, exactly, JJ. Y'all need to stop watching 5-minute candles. I strongly agree with the statement. Please check Eigen chart. Okay, well, folks, this stream is only about ETH, but I will check Eigen just real quick because I'm curious as well. Let me go to like the hour chart. I mean, it looks decent since early May. It looks decent. But I agree. Y'all need to y'all need to stop watching 5-minute candles. All right, back to bullish catalysts. Okay, so the question is, what are the reasons for ETH's outperformance? Well, there are a few to consider, okay? Here is one of them, folks. Here is one. Did the MicroStrategy of ETH just launch? Remember, MicroStrategy is just focused on Bitcoin. But this company has an ETH treasury strategy, bringing in $425 million in net new ETH buys, backed by Consensus and Joseph Lubin. It's the public vehicle as SBET on NASDAQ. See this? Sharplink Gaming announces $425 million private placement to initiate Ethereum treasury strategy. It's SBET on the NASDAQ, and they are doing some different funding rounds. Let's just check this out. SBET stock. Look at this. Wow, up 57% today. 5 weeks. Look at this this was when the announcement happened. The massive increase. And then another pump last night. Y'all see this? Sharplink Gaming, SBET. Now, I'm not saying that I think this is a good buy, but it shows you that the market has appetite for more than just Bitcoin treasury companies and for ETH treasury companies too. And they're probably single-handedly responsible for much of the pump, given that they're doing a massive, what was it, 425 million fundraise. Bro, I already explained what I meant by that. So many influencers fading ETH, and as soon as it pumped a little, now everyone is back on the bandwagon. Proves no one has a clue, etc., etc. That is true. Institutions are buying BTC and ETH. That means these are the winners, not dorky retail coins. I like that. Bing AI's headline story is currently ETH's wild ride. No, the gaming company, they're not a real company in my understanding. We're going to look at a breakdown of this, okay? But it's not, it's like a gaming company, but its main thing is now going to be its ETH treasury strategy, essentially. Check out ETH strategic reserve. Yes, Vinayak, you're jumping the gun here. We're going to cover that. And no, I am not waiting for Cardano to move, especially with all the drama going on lately. Let's see. ETH strategic reserve. ETH strategic reserve. Oh, right here. Thank you, JJ. Almost 1 million ETH in strategic reserve. Participants 32. Almost over 0.8% of total supply. Aligned companies holding over 100 ETH in their treasury. Ethereum Foundation, even Pulse Chain, Coinbase. They need to add whatchamacallit, this Sharplink Gaming once it does its buys. But I like this. This is great. Thank you for sharing this, JJ. Also, JJ, if you're not in retail DAO yet, would love to have you join us. I'll share a little bit more about that in a sec. But first, more on this Sharplink Gaming. I really want to dig into this because this is some really clutch details for y'all and not just reading the headlines, right? So this is Sharplink Gaming, the first NASDAQ-listed ETH treasury company. The Sailor playbook now runs on Ethereum. So you're like, why a gaming company? Well, this is essentially an empty seat on NASDAQ, right? So they're kind of like taking over this. And there's no SPAC needed, no IPO roadshow, instant ticker, and over 90% control to the ETH group. You see, this is important details. It's not, you shouldn't really think of it as a gaming company. Ox Prom, to answer your question. And size check, around 120,000 ETH plan is probably to stake it, turning SBET into a high beta yield-bearing ETH lever. So their flywheel is to raise cash, buy and stake ETH. If stock trades above ETH per share, raise more cash, repeat. MicroStrategy cycle, ETH edition. Why it matters. Now this is key, guys. Public ETH proxy for funds that can't hold tokens. 100K ETH likely off the market and into long-term staking. This is great for price action and simple Wall Street story. Yeah. So it's bullish for ETH, essentially. And even Vivek from Etherealize, or Etherealize, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. The brand new like institutional group that's focused on ETH, he said perfect write-up. So this is great breakdown by Eric Connor for how this MicroStrategy for Ethereum, what it means, and the important details, right? So I'm very bullish because of this. And exactly, SBET already up And they're doing this not only for ETH, but for other coins too, like Solana, for example. I think AVAX is decent. I like AVAX more than some other L1s, to be honest. Not my favorite. I like Sol, Sui, Hyperliquid, but AVAX is decent too. Tau will pump when the rest of the market pumps. And if AI starts pumping again, Tau will pump a lot. So just keep that in mind. Now, folks, I have a lot more bullish catalysts for Ethereum and ETH to cover this stream. But real quick first, if you haven't heard yet, for Retail DAO, we are doing a 2-for-1 airdrop. I'm not going to spend that much time, but it's for new members, not for existing members. If you're already in Retail DAO, your airdrop is in the Engage channel, doing all those amplification things for X posts. So you don't need to do this. In fact, you shouldn't do this because you won't qualify if you're an existing member. But for new members, if you want free tokens to join the Discord, to join the DAO and pass the token gate, then this 2-for-1 airdrop is for you. I'm not going to go through all the details and bore you in this stream because this stream is about Ethereum after all, and bullish, all the different bullish catalysts. But I do want to share with you that you should check out our x.com page, x.com/retaildao, and check out these links. You got to do the tasks on the Quest N. And if you want, this is me. Hello, guys. Just watch this video that explains the key details, because some of y'all are like using AI and getting rejected, using slop, or not filling out the Quest N properly. So just check out this links and this video, and you should be good to go. Now, back to Ethereum. More bullish catalysts like I promised y'all. But first, real quick. Yes, exactly. Thank you, IonTron. New Retail DAO members do the 2-for-1. Existing ones do the Engage. You said it perfectly. Is that so? AVAX burned 3%. If so, that's really good. I think burn pressure is always good. But ideally, it's paired with fundamental flows on the demand side as well, right? Not just speculative flows. Now, bullish catalysts for ETH. Check this out. Institutional adoption of ETH, institutional accumulation of ETH keeps on going. And this is a chart of ETF flows per day. And this is positive, but this is kind of like an ugly screenshot. So let me show you something prettier. Right here, by CoinGlass, Ethereum spot ETF net inflow. So on the left-hand side, you see the different days. Today is the 29th. It hasn't finished yet, so there's no data yet. But these other days shows all the different ETFs and how much flow, positive or negative, there is for ETH. And look at these greens. There has consistently been green days, means positive inflows, folks. This is a lot of back-to-back days and weeks of positive inflows, meaning that institutions and sometimes retail also buys this sometimes too, but a lot of institutions are bullish in the past few days and weeks, as you can see right here. So that's another bullish kind of catalyst per se. But there is more. Check this out. Capital is rotating back into ETH. If you look closely at this, this is the bridged flows and stablecoin flows as well into different chains. If it's red, it means it's flowing out of that chain or ecosystem. And if it's green, it means it's flowing into it. So look, ETH, a lot of flows for stablecoins as well. And stuff leaving other chains such as Base, Solana, Sui, etc. Right? This is a little bit different because this is stable coins on the right and total bridge flows on the left. And yes, this does change day to day, but it's really healthy for ETH to see things flowing into Ethereum and not out of it to chase. Because, like, if there's a hot airdrop or hot project on some other chain, right, then capital will flow outside of ETH and into those chains. But right now, it's coming in to ETH. Starting to feel more and more bullish on ETH during the stream. Sweet on outflow, interesting. Not really interesting. After that hack and stuff, it's been a little bit choppy for Sui. Now, there is, I told you I was going to give you a diverse range of bullish catalysts for ETH. So here's some more on the technicals. If y'all like charts or technicals, then this part is for you, because there are a few that caught my eye when I was looking around. So, okay, first of all, you know I'm not a technicals and charts trader. Like, I don't claim to be. I'm more fundamentals, tokenomics, analyzing the tech, and things like that. But I do like to look at technicals occasionally from other great analysts that I trust and whatnot. So, for example, here is showing that ETH has a weekly MACD bullish crossover right here. And they are forecasting that ETH could go much higher. 4K easily is what they are, sooner than expected, which I think would be amazing for alt season, which I'll talk a little bit about further, about what all this ETH stuff means for alt season. But first, on the technical side, a lot of people have been kind of mentioning this chart pattern, and it is a common one for breakouts. So they wanted to point this out, that ETH is currently experiencing. Here's another one really recently from yesterday night, from last night, when this volume OBV indicator breaks out with a bullish super print. I said that wrong. With a bullish super trend printing buy, you can't get a more obvious buy signal for Ethereum. So many different technicals and charts that are feeling at least semi-bullish for Ethereum. I mean, the recent pullback has got people feeling a little bit more cautious, but they think things still look good for Ethereum. Keep forgetting to watch the Vitalik documentary. Which one are you referring to? OBV is, great question. Right here. OBV is a technical trading momentum indicator that uses volume flow to predict changes. So this is kind of, where is the, yeah, so it's based on volume, essentially. I don't want to get into all these different math and minutia, but it's a volume indicator, essentially. So let's talk price targets. And usually I'm not one to really give like hardcore price targets. That's not my style. But Venture Founder, remember him? Y'all should follow him, by the way. He's a great analyst that I'm a huge fan of, and relatively not that big yet, but will get bigger, of course. But this is his analysis. More technical indicators. If ETH closes above 2,500 for the month of May and completes the monthly MACD bullish crossover, it may be unbelievably bullish. The next target is 4K. Wow, he's calling if 4K can be made into support by Q4 of this year, not ruling out a new all-time high near 10K in 2026. In the bearish case, Ethereum will become oscillator between 1.4 to 4K. So very reasonable analysis that I think as well. So this is what I'm looking for, and why when ETH pumps, it has to be feeling better about the market, because this is what we want to see as a true path to alt season. Bitcoin first, followed by flow into Ethereum, then large caps and alt season. Remember, in 2024, it was mainly like Bitcoin and like Sol, which was the primary beneficiary of meme coin season. But ETH didn't really go anywhere, so that there wasn't a broad-based alt season, right? So that's not really what we want to see compared to when ETH really leads the way. That's when everything benefits. We don't want to see it again where it's only Bitcoin having a party or only like Solana having a party because of memes. What's the point of this? It's because I made it yesterday when ETH was pumping hard and one of the only ones to be doing so. And I was just curious. I wanted to look at all the different bullish catalysts for Ethereum. That's the easy answer. 4K looks like epic resistance. Let's check this out, actually. That is a great point. Let me do the weekly chart. 4K does look like epic resistance. Yeah, it does look like epic resistance. So it is going to be quite the challenge. Venture founder said if we can go past that and turn that into support, then we could see 10K ETH. But that is a big if, and that is a big challenge, as you can see on the weekly chart and as New Frontiers wrote. So, folks, I want to keep this one relatively short today, but I do want to remind you all, especially new members who haven't joined Retail DAO yet, if you don't want to buy the 20K retail tokens, which really doesn't cost that much, it's like less than 15 bucks, then this 2-for-1 airdrop, which is going on right now, it's really easy to do. You just have to write a good thread, mainly just like this one that I wrote. Like I wrote this one about Mega ETH. Only took me like 30 minutes or so analyzing it. And then at the end, I said this thread was made in part for Retail DAO's 2-for-1 airdrop. And then you just put that link in here. And then you also follow us on X, verify email, and check in. And then just make sure what you write is by yourself and not AI generated, as we will check and reject that. We've rejected a ton, actually, for being spammy. So we just want to make sure that you're like serious and that you care about research and analysis. And this is the way that we're doing that. So would love for y'all to join Retail DAO. Is Mega ETH going to airdrop? I don't know. I think they will, because everything is, and kind of the road is clear for airdrops on the regulatory front these days. So I think they will, and I hope I'm able to get some, because I am very, very, very bullish on Mega ETH. That's why I wrote my thread about them. But Y'all are feel free to write your thread about any of the Kaito pre-TGE projects that you see over here. There's top 100. You can write about any of these. Look, I wrote mine about Mega ETH, but you can write yours about even Linea, Polymarket, Mitosis. What are the other random ones, right? There's a lot of these that you can choose from. So definitely hope you guys do this airdrop and join Retail DAO. It only takes 20k tokens to pass the token gate. Would love to see y'all there. This one was a quick one about the bullish catalyst for ETH. And yes, I know people are getting on me for the title because I made this yesterday, last night, as ETH was going crazy. But alas, tomorrow's stream is going to be a news roundup of the top 10 to 15 topics of the past week. And I'll share my thoughts on each one, quick analysis. But it's mainly a great way to kind of recap the week for those of y'all who've been busy and haven't been really keeping your eyes open to everything that's been going on, right? So that's tomorrow, same time, 12 noon Eastern. Hope you join me. Hope you can give me a quick like. ETH was rocketing. You know what? I'm going to change the title, just like New Frontier said. ETH was rocketing. Why is that? You know, I'm going to change the title so people stop giving me flack on the comments and chat. But anyhow, I had fun. Hope to see y'all for the roundup tomorrow. And cheers.